You guys, I was starting to set up everything and I'm like, this doesn't feel real. This feels scripted. It feels rehearsed. And I just put everything back, put a pillow on the floor, and I am coming to you at a very vulnerable place in my life right now. Sorry about the commotion you hear in the background. There's people in my kitchen right now that are cooking, and they don't know how to be quiet when they're dealing with pots and pans. But okay, you guys, I sent about 15 of my family members a simple question, and that question was, I'm gonna read it off my screen here. I asked, what's one question you would ask me? This could be a deep question, this can be a simple question, or a question simply about a topic that they want to know my opinion or how I view that, right? And I got a lot of responses, and I was like, thank you, yes. But then I'm like, oh snap, I gotta answer these. And I knew I wanted to film it because I knew I wanted to share this with a lot of people, but also share with my family, because a lot of them I don't really share a lot of information about my life with my family. So the first person to respond to me, I'll keep their names private. I didn't ask to share their name or anything, so I'd rather not just share who asked these questions. But you guys, the first question had me like, oh, okay, we're gonna take it there. We're taking it there. So the first question was, if you could turn back time and make any changes in your life, what would it be? Okay, so I love this question because I often think about this kind of stuff on a daily basis. If I could change anything in my life, or if I could go back and change one thing, it's kind of hard, because I really am a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. So when I think about having to go back and changing something, I'm like, but if I change it, I wouldn't have or experience X, Y, and Z, or I wouldn't have X, Y, and Z. So honest answer is like, I wouldn't change anything. Everything has made me who I am, from being a kid to a teenager to a young adult to now a grown woman and a mom. I would take that any day. The second question is, what do you feel God is igniting in you in this new season? And this is such a good question for who I am right now, where I'm at right now in my life, because I really do feel like that flame got put out months ago when I was having like anxiety and borderline depression. And I know this time around, I don't want anything to snuff that fire, and I will not allow anything to snuff that fire and put out that fire again. So with that being said, there's a few things maybe you'll see in my next video, but just to give you a little hint, there is a few things that fire started up again, and I no longer want to let fear or self-doubt or anything to like I said, put out that fire, to bust that bubble, or just to make me feel like I don't want to do it no more. So to answer that question, you guys, I feel like God is igniting in me a spirit of fearlessness. Okay, I don't want to cry. I don't want to get emotional, but I always have viewed myself such a strong person, such a fearless person, such a confident person in my own way, right? But then I really took a deeper look at myself and I realized that I definitely let fear play a big role in not doing the things that I always wanted to do. So, hint, hint. You might see that in my next video. Who knows? But like I said, to answer that question, I feel like God has definitely ignited a new flame within me, and I am no longer letting fear take over my emotions and to lead me. No, thank you. This popcorn is so good. Anyway, the third question is, what is something you are afraid you won't accomplish? This low-key ties into the last question, but oh my God, that's such a good question. This is take two because I couldn't find the word. It's hard for me to find the words, but besides those things, personally, within myself, I would definitely have to say I'll be scared not to have accomplished leaving something for my kids when we're gone, when I'm gone. I know what it is to kind of struggle, hardships from a very, very, very young age. My earliest memories, being Mexican American, growing up in the hood, you see a lot of struggle. Struggle is all around you, and if you don't bring yourself out of that poverty mentality, you're gonna stay there, and the cycle is just gonna repeat with your kids. And that is something that's on my mind every single day, is making sure our kids are good when we're no longer here. So to answer that question, it would have to be that. Leaving this world, and not knowing that my kids are good and okay. So that's definitely up there for me. But such a good question. I wish I can go a little bit more, but I don't want to make this video an hour long. So next question. Let me see. Can I say you guys really came through with these questions, because I thought they were gonna be, what's your favorite color, or what do you think about pineapple on pizza, or every one of these questions are very, very deep, and shout out to y'all. So I'm impressed with y'all. Thank you. This is the fourth question, and they said, if I had a short time to live, how would I spend those last moments? And all I can think about is the song by Tim McGraw, Live Like You Were Dying. And the song talks about going skydiving and doing all the things fearlessly, because you don't have much time to live. So why let fear stop you from anything? With that being, there's a blender going off. Oh my God. Y'all want to know what time is it? 8:45 p.m. But like I was saying, I want to live every day right now as if I were going to go, because Life is way too short to be unhappy and miserable and boring. And you know what? Thank God I have a honey who supports me, because without him, girl, I wouldn't be able to do these things. So, with that being said, I would do things like ridiculous things. Like some of the things that are on my bucket list is going swimming with a great white shark. I already looked. That's over there in Mexico. I already looked the flight, the hotel, the excursion. I want to do that so bad. I want to go skydiving. I want to jump out of a plane and just free fall. I want to go bungee jumping. Like so fun. And if I had a short period of time, like the question says, the number one thing at the top of my list is definitely go swimming with a great white. So that's my answer. The fifth question, you guys, is also another good one. So deep. But let's go there. Let's take it there. The question is, how would I know if I would make it into heaven? And sorry, I was eating popcorn. But how would I know if I would make it into heaven? Good question. Like, simple question, but very deep, very meaningful. One that does require like a little bit of self-reflecting. That blender? So, like I said, you guys, the short answer is I won't know, or I don't know. And I don't think anyone here on earth would ever know that answer to that until it's that time. And I feel like all I can do is live my life a kind person, a loving person, a good mom, a good wife, a good daughter, a good sister, and be grateful for everything that I have, and to always help someone in need, always help a stranger. My sister put out a TikTok not too long ago, and she said that she gets told that she's too nice, and they asked her and they asked her, where does she get that from? And she responded with, our mom. Our mom would literally pick up strangers with us in the car. Don't do that unless, you know, the situation is right. But she would pick up strangers, most of the time women, single women, children, walking with children, with a bunch of grocery bags, or just look like they could really use a ride right now. And she would pick them up and drop them off, whether it be at the store, the grocery store, or back home to their apartment, or wherever that may be. And she would do it not carrying a fearlessness, and she knew that something in her would tell her to help these people. And what a great example to be shown at such a young age on how to be kind and how to help somebody in need. So that was just a little backstory. So I would say I don't know the answer to that question. I don't want to live in fear of thinking that I won't make it into heaven. I just want to live in the present, help people, be kind, and yeah. I hope that's a good answer. Next question. If I could tell my younger self a piece of advice, what would it be? You know, I wouldn't change anything about my life. I think I would tell my younger self. Let me really think about that one, because such a good question. 1 second. I think if I could tell my younger self something, it would definitely be like, don't worry, everything's gonna work out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you're right where you're supposed to be, and you're not a failure at anything in your life. And those are just lessons to be learned, and they're just gonna make you that much more stronger, smarter, ready. And yeah, so if I could tell my younger self something, it would definitely be like, don't worry. Yeah, so the next question is, how do I define the word successful? And that's truly a simple answer for me, because I feel like I am successful, and I feel very grateful. And so for me, success means happiness above all else. Because I don't know if y'all have seen people who have money are not happy, and that is scary to me. And that is a place that I never ever want to find myself, is being unhappy. I feel like having my family taken care of, having happiness, having love in my heart and in my home is success to me. And a little fun fact, yeah, to me, how I define success is happiness and love, not anything to do with financials, how much money you have, the car you drive, the clothes you wear. That shit don't mean nothing to me. Sorry. But such a good question. I already lost track of how many questions I answered already, but I'm gonna do this last one. And this one says, what is something you're proud of but don't talk about? What is something I'm proud of but don't talk about? Oh. Okay, I have an answer. I really keep this one deep in my heart, and I saved this one for myself. So I think I'll share it with you guys. It's nothing crazy. Something that I'm proud of but don't share it is not something but someone. I am so proud of my honey. Like I said, I keep this one deep because I don't want to share this. I don't want to share this with nobody but him. I am so proud of him and everything that he has accomplished in his life. I'm proud of the father that he is. I'm proud of the partner he is. I'm proud of everything about him, because like I said, coming from the places we come from, it's not common, I should say. It's possible, but it's not common. He has definitely created the family that I always wanted. He has played a part in creating the home that I always wanted. He puts me first in everything, and hopefully vice versa. Well, I know I do, but hopefully he feels this way. Like I'll put him above anything, like, and I am so proud of him because I'm a stay-at-home mom, you guys. He's the single provider for our family and has done so since I was 14 years old. And yes, I could work. I've tried working many times, but nothing really worked out, and he supports me through every single part of my journey, because he just, there's so much, like there's so much. I'm so proud of him because I don't think anyone could do what he's doing alone the way he does for us. And that alone to me, I am so grateful for him. He works, he still comes home and helps around the house. He sometimes cooks. He comes home and tells us to get ready. We're going somewhere, or we're gonna go do this and that. Like, oh my God, like he is everything to me, and he goes above and beyond for me. And you can hear my voice shaking a little bit, but that is something I don't talk about. It's just crazy. So, well, with that being said, I'm gonna end the video right here. I have to film another video right after this one, just, you know, to get it out the way, because I'm a little impatient. But I hope that this video will inspire you to kind of do your own self-reflecting and your own shedding of the weight and the old you to make room for the new you in the new year. Okay. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you all later. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the other one. Bye.